Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 90 of Cross Button VR, our journey into the world of VR. I am your host, Laurie, and it is an honor to be joined by two of the hilarious influencers in the metaverse. It's Alex and Reece.
I'm not Larry.
Larry?
Alex is literally the least Larry person I know.
Yeah.
Reece, maybe a little bit Larry.
Mate? You
You
what?
just be Larry.
Yeah, all those nights out in London. All right.
Are you both well?
Yeah, not doing too bad.
Very well.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. How's the week been for you?
Busy. Busy.
Tiring.
After my little holiday again that he's mentioned
it's
last
nice-
week that I'm
nice to
always
have
on
you back.
holiday.
Well, it has been
Yeah.
noted, so it's nice people will be pleased to see you're here, Alex. It's been noted that you're a part-time host now.
I think that's my last holiday, to be fair, this year.
For now. We'll see.
Although, when Laurie went off for like 3 weeks in a row, nobody batted an eyelid.
No
It was
one
like,
cared.
yeah,
No
it
one
was like-
cared.
no one mentioned where Laurie was, and he comes back and says, "Oh, Laurie's back. That's great."
Everyone knew I was off battling for democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tory still lost, so.
Fuck off. Well, that's good. Well, let's get started with the show. But before we do, though, if people would like to support us, they can give us a sub on whatever service they are using. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment too. Pretty, please. You can also find us on Blue Sky and everywhere else at
Yeah.
Crossbutton VR. All of them socials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
although it seems like Blue Sky's the big thing now, doesn't it?
Blue Sky is the thing, yeah. That is
Yeah.
the thing. It's had it's like millions of more users. It's like doubled in size in the space of like a few days. So
And it is, you can tell, because it is struggling a wee bit.
it does keep dropping.
Yeah,
but,
Just freezes when I open it.
It's like I just I'm on there most of the time now. And when I occasionally do dip into Twitter again, you think, oh god, this is just such a cesspit of
I think
shit.
it's got even worse, though.
Yeah,
I
well,
feel
because
like-
every normal person's left, so it's just crazy,
Mm-hmm.
horrible people that are left.
And bots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just
It
adverts for shit, just the weirdest shit you get adverts for.
Yeah, I am liking Blue Sky so far. I just feel like I've been seeing a lot of artists and things like that on there as well. Like a lot more things I'll be like, oh, that's actually interesting, and not somebody spouting shit about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight that I don't really care about. So,
Blue Sky feature.
Yep.
You two have been getting hands-on with Starship Troppers. Would
We
you like to tell
have.
everyone about that? Because that's quite exciting. Because I'm actually surprised to hear your impressions on this. So why don't you share them with all the world? Because I think this is a game that's come a little bit out of nowhere. People weren't expecting too much for it, but maybe we should be.
yeah,
I wouldn't say we should be expecting too much from it, but I would say it's certainly worth expecting something from it. And we played this on the Quest because we've not had access to PSVR2 version yet, so we can only comment on what we played, and I'm hoping it will run and look a little bit better on PSVR2, but say we can't say that at the moment. But this is basically it's a 3-player co-op, or is it
3-player, yeah.
3-player
3-player.
co-op. Again, it's you going through all these missions, and it's a very arcadey shooter. It's basically like, it's almost that Arizona Sunshine-y, isn't it, really? Like,
yeah,
you could probably take, or After the Fall, a bit.
yeah. I mean, I think
it's-
After the Fall in a similar way, obviously just without zombies, but
The zombies in them with like some arachnids or whatever they're
Yeah.
called instead.
yeah, they're arachnids.
The bugs.
The bugs. But it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It's just...
Yeah.
You get very engrossed in it very quickly, because we said the same thing. Like, you go into it and you're kind of taking through your basic training, you become your soldier, and you find yourself at some points just saluting and
Yeah.
all these different things. Like, you just take on that role straight away, and it plays nicely. I was quite surprised at how, in terms of the beginning, the cutscenes and everything it looks really
we
good.
stress test it as well. Like, we really stress test that lobby.
We did, yes.
We made sure that there was no frame drops in the lobby. We was just doing anything to break the game. I don't know why we decided to do it, but how many grenades did we throw down? That whole our headsets were
Thousands in
shaking.
about a minute. Yeah.
Basically, the whole screen was shaking because of how much we were throwing grenades down just to test it. Because in the lobby area, you have unlimited ammo. We were just messing around, and yeah, that was fun. But like Alex said, I did a tutorial, and I instantly pulled the headset off and just messaged Alex and just went, we really judged this. Like, not necessarily us. I mean, we all kind of said, we did say, we're not expecting much because it did look like it might just be a bit meh.
Mm-hmm.
But I instantly messaged him. I was like, everyone's judged this too quickly. Like, heavily judged this too quickly. Yes, it's not.
Just shows you how a trailer can mess things up.
Yeah, I mean, I pleasantly surprised, and it's something that since playing it, I've wanted to go back in and play it more. But I don't think it's a game I would enjoy playing too much solo, because I think the enjoyment to be had is with your squad. And I think, well, we played it with VR Realm, and it was a good laugh. He's already played it and completed it, so he's kind of showing us the ropes. Not that it's too difficult to get a hold of. I mean, the roguelike elements might make you go, what? A little bit, just with these skill points at the start. But once you get used to it, you'll be having a great time. And I think to say it's not going to be for everyone is definitely an accurate thing to say. Because one, the roguelike thing might not grip you, but I think at its core of being an arcade shooter, I think we can agree it's actually a really fun one.
Yes.
And I think everyone's concern, and I know it's one of mine as well, is are you ever going to get overwhelmed by the arachnids? Are you ever going to feel like how it is in the movies? And although, I mean, after playing the game, I instantly went to myself, I'm going to go watch Starship Troppers, and I did. I whacked on the movie. Still a great film.
What's it available on, by the way? I was wondering that the other day because I wanted to watch it.
It was available on DVD because I've got the trilogy.
Oh, you
for
got
some
the
reason.
DVD? Amazing.
Yeah. Went old school.
Fantastic.
So yeah, so I whacked that into the PlayStation. Do you know what? I don't even think it's mine. I think it's the Mrs. DVD, but she's still got all that sealed postcards in the back and everything. It's like a collector's edition version. So that was surprising. But yeah, I watched it and I was like, okay, you don't get the level of arachnids you get on the TV. You don't get the level that they're trying to portray on that. It's not like Helldivers or anything like that. But there was some points where, on some levels, where we did kind of get overwhelmed. And there is difficulties as the further you go on. And there was moments we were like, okay, that was a bit tough. And I think it's enough for you to feel enjoyment from the game, but not to the point where you're like, okay, that was ridiculous, to the point where it's just going to make frame drops and it's just going to feel stupid and just not feel like a fun game. Because at the end of the day, if you're constantly overwhelmed from start to finish how it is in the movies, you're not going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be shitting a brick.
Do you think that, because I can understand on the Quest mobile hardware, for the PS5, surely they can turn up the number of arachnids and stuff? I
think 100% if they really wanted to, they could. But then, because I said this to Alex and Paul, I said, they could probably do this. They could add more on the PSVR2 version if they wanted to. But then I did think to myself, the game's more than likely going to be crossplay, right? I feel like it's going to be crossplay.
You would hope so, yeah.
And if it is, then that means you're going to be seeing more arachnids than them. That's not going to work. So, yeah. But I think it was enough that we still got enjoyment. So it wasn't like a disappointing level of enemies. We had fun with it. So I think that's the main takeaway. And there's things to do, like finding the different costumes and things like that. And we was like running around going, oh, there's a helmet over here. And you pick that up and you get a new costume. And then there was these different, there's like these merits or something to shoot. And it was fun just kind of pointing these out for each other to shoot, because that's how you get more XP for your skill points. And they've really got this nice fleshed out skill tree. And when you load up the skill tree and have a look at all the different skills you can get for your characters, like your troopers, it's quite a hefty amount to go through and level them all up.
So did VRM mention how long it takes to complete the game?
I think he's been playing it for about 8 or 9 hours. But when I say completed it, he's only completed the campaign. And when you complete the campaign, you then get New Game Plus, which adds more difficulty. But by him completing the game, he hasn't necessarily got all of his skills to the top level. So it's more of just he's completed the chain of levels that you have to play in the campaign.
Yeah, okay.
And I think even after that, I think I'd carry on playing it, even after completing the campaign. We had a lot of fun. I think we played for a good 2.5 hours. It felt like maybe even longer than that. We was on it for quite a bit. Really enjoyed it.
So this is coming out. So it's out now on Quest, right? It's coming out on the 25th of November. So next week, as people are hearing this, on PSVR2. I don't know how much it costs on Quest. It's £15 on PSVR2 and it's currently on sale if you've got PS Plus down to $13.50, which seems like a very low cost.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth that price.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely reasonable at that. For the amount of playability you get, and I think if I'm not sure how much you would see the value in playing it on your own, but I think definitely playing it in a group, you're going to get that value. Just from the fun that you have in throwing grenades and shit at each other and like all that.
Can you hurt each
stuff.
other?
No, there's no friendly
It
fire.
was
Certainly
just
doesn't.
silly.
It's not like Helldivers then.
No,
It's so fucking annoying.
it was just really silly, and I
Oh,
genuinely
that's-
don't think I've had that much fun playing a co-op game in quite some time. Like, I mean, me and Alex
Since
play a lot of
Helldivers.
co-op. Well, yeah, probably. Well, that's non-VR, but like, I just don't know. I think it was just with everything that was going on. It was like not just the game and the company making it funny. It was like the different things we were doing, like finding the collectibles and things like that. It was just a very enjoyable experience to have.
Mhm.
So
And it has some of the original actors back in it, right?
yes,
Is it
it
just-
has
it's just
Rico
Rico, is
back
it?
in it. Yeah, he's back in it. I don't know if it has anyone else. He's the only voice I remember. Of his troopers.
Yeah.
Troopers.
Disney Plus, by the way, if people want to watch it in the UK, Disney Plus it is on.
Is that Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus. I know, right?
I wish I knew that. I don't have to go hunt down for a DVD.
Yeah. Disney Plus has a surprising number of like films that you wouldn't expect on there. It's a bit of a dark horse of stuff. to watch.
I watched Mr. In
But they
Between
own
on there the other
everything,
week.
so don't they?
They do own everything. Yes, sadly. And why is this game called Continuum? What's that subtitle all about?
That's part of the story, isn't it? It's
You're using
Okay.
this continuum to upgrade your characters and all this. You're entering the continuum, and it's all about basically this kind of hidden world
'cause
that you're
you play
entering to
as
save.
like a psychic type of person,
Yeah.
don't you? Which again, if you actually do watch the original Starship Troopers, you realise that is something in the movies. It's one of the
that is a
powers, isn't
thing.
it? So it's kind of like played on that with I think people that enjoy the films, especially the first film alone, I think you're going to get some kick from this. I really do. And I don't know. I think it made me even more happy that it kind of surprised me like that. And I think that's go on.
The one thing I'd say is just don't go in expecting a really serious game, because Starship Troopers at its heart is not a serious thing. So expect that from the game, and I think you'll have a great time.
I wonder how hard Sony are going to kind of push and market this, because it seems like a very good fact. It's Sony Pictures, I guess, that make the films as well. Like Ghostbusters, they made a big deal out of. I feel like this would be the similar sort of thing. They could probably get a lot of people to pick this up.
They should do.
Yeah, I think as well what Alex said as well, don't go in expecting the biggest experience of your life. Like, it may sound like we're amping it up like that. It's
biggest
very
experience of my
well, no,
life.
it's a very basic game, but I think Alex went the best. It's an arcade shooter at its core.
Could it? Do you think they'll do like content drops and expansions and things for it?
I think they could if they wanted to, but I think that heavily depends on how well this does for XR games and what's in the future for them. Obviously, we've got them doing not Zombieland.
Zombie Army VR.
Yeah, that's the one. Even though I've played them games before, I constantly forget the name of it. Yeah, but they've got that work. They're working on that. Obviously, they're still doing updates for Hitman. I don't know. I feel like they're getting spread thinner and thinner, aren't they? But good job to them with this one.
That's another reason why we were worried about this game, wasn't we? It's
Yeah.
just laid off all their team, but good for them that there's this game. Sounds like it is delivering. So happy days.
It's fun. It's fun.
Fun is what we like. Well, that's cool. I guess we'll come back to that one when it comes out on PSVR2. We'll give it a go there as well and share the thoughts on that one as well. Speaking of PSVR2, it is going to be set apparently for a huge Black Friday discount. This is some leaker online has spotted this or has revealed this. Apparently, this is just a European leaker, and they've given the French prices where they're saying
Is
that
it Bill Kun?
yeah, that's the one. Is he legit? Is it? But it's saying that they're just the normal pack and the Call of the Mountain pack are both getting discounted down to €399. So I'm guessing that'll be £350 in the UK, which is what it's been before. So anyone who doesn't have a headset yet and somehow for some reason listens to this podcast, who knows? Now is the time to get one. But I think that Sony have got, there's just everything they need now, right? They've got all the things we said. It's going to be a really good price, and that price apparently is going to be from the 22nd of November to the 12th of December. So you've got a good 3 weeks there to get that bought. It's such a good Christmas present for someone. You've got a really good collection of games now on PS Plus Extra, which we'll come on to a new one. Be added to that in a minute. You've got new releases in Metro and Behemoth. Alien coming up. If Sony can't make a good go of it this Christmas with this, I really want to see them push it and just try and make a big deal out of it.
Hopefully.
I mean,
Yeah.
they won't, obviously, because
No,
it's
they
Sony.
won't. But we can still hope. We can absolutely still hope. And
It's
I think
not my job to sell this fucking thing forward. Like, we shouldn't have to be here like just trying to convince people. Like, Sony, when you're fucking marketing, like 350, that is much cheaper than a Quest 3, right? It's a bit more expensive than a 3S, but yeah, Gummies.
What?
No, you can't. You know you were going to say something. Sorry, I thought I interrupted you.
I mean, I'd probably still opt for like the Quest 3, but nah, that's just personal preference over the other apps on it. But I think if you had a choice between the 3S and a PSVR2, I'd go for the PSVR2 any day. I know you still get the same apps now. I just feel like you're getting a better quality device with the PSVR2 than the 3S. I mean, I haven't used the 3S, but it's not really something I would want to dip down and use when I've already got the Quest 3. Because I've had a few people, I think about 3 people I know have bought a Quest 3 this week. And literally, I don't know where it's come from. It's just all of them just out of the blue messaging me. I've got a Quest 3. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's Hippie Pickle one of them.
Hippie Pickle bought one. My brother bought one. And one of my mates who I used to play PSVR 1 messaged me on Facebook as I bought one. And he said he was considering the Quest 3. And I said to him previously about it, I was like, just buy the Quest. He was considering the Quest 3S. And I just told him straight away. Yeah, I said to him, buy the Quest 3 straight off the bat. And he's happy with his purchase. Even my brother, he mentioned the Quest 3S, and he's happy he went straight for the Quest 3. I just feel like it's the better device to go for in that sense. But I think 350 quid for a PSVR 2, that's a steal. And I mean, I've been using mine quite a bit this week, actually.
I think the fact that presumably they'll be doing Black Friday on PS Plus subscriptions as well. You could probably pick up a year of PS Plus Premium for like 100 quid or less than 100 quid, whatever it is now.
And after they've upped
the price of
Essential, didn't they? They upped the price of Essential again to the point where I probably even wouldn't bother going for Essential anymore now. I think it's went up by another 10 quid.
Was it 70 quid a year now?
It's 50. Is this 59.99, 69.99? I swear I saw a post.
It was 60. Anyway,
was it already 60? Okay, maybe I completely missed.
Yeah, and so I think we saw a big surge of sales last time it went down to that.
Definitely.
So hopefully again we do that, and I hope they just really push it and try and get numbers, because as we've seen, people buy games for it. They support devs, so it's great for devs that are making games for this thing. If there's people out there that are playing it, and
that's also the right time to do it, because you're going to, people always are waiting on a Black Friday discount these days. Like everyone's like, I'll wait for Black Friday. So
plus the other good thing as well is, I mean, previously when they did this drop was just before it came with PC,
that was it, wasn't it?
It's now working on PC. People have heard how it is. They've seen that they've updated the app. They've seen that they've not completely just put it there to die. They've actually updated the application to make it better, more streamlined. I mean, they've not done any more since the last update, but seeing as it's only been on there for 3 months now, it's not bad that they've done at least one update. And I've just looked, and the adapters are now back in stock pretty much everywhere. So, because you can pick one up from, it says I can pick one up from Argos tomorrow if I really want to. Not that I need to, but it's there's that too. So if it does get to the point where you can buy all of it in one place, and you did want another PC VR headset, it's a great PC VR headset. It's not one that I use all the time because I'm not the biggest fan of the app. It's quite system heavy, but I think just for that alone, as a PC VR headset, you're going to get a good time of it from that as well.
Only you could get a spare pair of controllers.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, why haven't they done that yet? I think, Joe, I genuinely think that is the thing that keeps people away from going, I'm going to buy it.
I don't know. I don't think it's something you think about until you own one, and then you
I don't know. Spare parts, if it's like, I don't think I would want the Quest if I couldn't have bought spare controllers.
I mean, they will repair them if you break your current ones. I know
not after a year. They charge you quite a bit, apparently.
They charge quite a bit to buy 2 new ones, though. So,
that's true. They could just charge 200 quid for a pair of controllers, and I think people would buy them. I really do.
Well, yeah, maybe. But anyway, 350 for the thing, like 530, whatever it is new. That is a lot. I can see why people bulk at the price for that. But 350, I think, is a really good price considering you get the
Yeah.
headset, 2 controllers, huge collection of games now, and a lot of really good, like, high quality games that are not just like, tech demos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming as well. Like you said, not just like the big titles. You've got a lot of indie games that are always popping up out of the blue, and some of them are just literal gems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
plus you've got Breaches.
and pro support as well. There you go. Anyway, let's stop doing
Pro
Sony's job for
support.
them and play on Kayak VR. Transforms that game. Yeah, I mean, imagine if we get the what's the name Horizon Call of the Mountain. If that just got a PS5 Pro patch as well at the same time as this, I think that would be a good thing. Because the people that just bought a PS5 Pro, they are like your hardcore users that would probably shell out another 350 quid. For the
Surprised
sake
they
of,
didn't already have a
well, indeed,
PSVR2, to be fair.
indeed.
Yeah, I feel
Oh.
like people that have got the PS5 5 Pro have already got the PSVR2, haven't they? Or not?
I do.
The gullible ones.
Let's move on and talk about the Light Brigade.
Another
Which Reece,
update.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we ever talked about this with you, but
We
got
have.
another-
I still haven't
another
played
update.
it.
You still haven't played it? Okay. Well, it's got another update in their roadmap of content. It's they've had 2 already this year, and this is the 3rd one that they're putting out this year. This was called the Phantom of Time. It's got a new playable class, a new map, new world, and more just new content. So yeah, if anyone's got the Light Brigade, it's worth jumping back in. That's free expansion, so always nice to see. That game just won't stop making it. It's great.
Well, I was going to say, they're not stopping there either. They've, on the roadmap, it says they've got another pack coming out in 2025 as well.
So this game is kind of, I wish Synapse would do a similar sort of thing, because they keep adding more biomes, basically, more maps, more world. And that's one of the criticisms people have with Synapse is that it's just there's not enough content there. And I don't know why they didn't just keep making different themed areas of maps to play through just to vary it up, because they could have just kept expanding it like this game has. So yeah,
I would have jumped back in if they did.
Yeah, everyone would, right? It's new enemies, new weapons, new maps. But fair play to the Light Brigade, because they have doing that, and they've promised that next year there's going to be more to come as well. They're going to keep adding more content next year. So anyone pick that game up, it was a launch title. Jump back into it now, and it's significantly bigger game than what it was at launch. So
I think it also has mixed reality on Quest as well. Updated it for that.
Yeah, I think it does. Which is why I'm not too sure to buy a PlayStation or Quest, but I've seen it's on sale.
I've got it on PlayStation. I haven't played it.
I've seen it's on sale on PlayStation, so I might pick it up.
Had they reduced it at one point in the sale to like £3 or something for like the deluxe edition at some point?
I'm waiting till then. I ain't buying it then. No, you've waited for it to go cheaper.
It was very, very cheap. I remember that fact. Just can't remember how cheap. But
Yeah, it's like $12.99 at the moment for the standard edition, but no, I'll hold off then.
The new class, by the way, is a saboteur, which is someone that can you can deploy a decoy person to distract enemies for you and hide in the shadows and stuff. And the new map is called the Memorial Grounds, which is basically a big graveyard type place. So there you go.
Sounds very, very much like something I'd like. A graveyard. Creepy, eerie, dark.
Cool. Moving on. We have mentioned PS Plus Premium, and we've just mentioned Synapse. If you have not played that game, you'll get a chance to if you are a PS Plus Premium subscriber, because it's just the latest game this month that's been added to that collection. So that's good.
Yes, go play
Very,
it.
very good addition.
Yeah. One of the best games on PSVR2, and probably one of the standout games I've played in VR as well.
Agreed.
Yep. Anyone who wants to never tried that, just jump into it just for the eye tracking telekinesis. Amazing.
No, just play it to hear David Hayter. That's it. Sorted.
And also, David Hayter.
And what's the other one's name?
Jennifer Hill.
That one, yeah, Jennifer as well.
Commander
But mainly
Shepard.
David.
That's very chauvinistic. That sexist.
No,
It's
it's
just-
not. It's just a
play it for the man.
huge Metal Gear Solid fan. So, yeah, Jennifer's great as well.
I'm just trying to look up to see if I can find a list of everything that's on PlayStation Plus Premium now, because there must be loads of stuff on there now. But I cannot. So Sony do not make a list readily
Of
available.
course they don't.
No.
Why would they do such a thing? That could entice players to want to buy something.
Yeah, there's a nice list of all the games A to Z, but not just seeing all the premium games.
We'll show you it monthly so you forget about it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Great idea. Yeah.
Classic Sony. Just would like to spend an afternoon with them. Just give them a list of like all the stupid things, all the really easy, quick wins that they've got. Just
Sony, get us in your boardroom, all three of us. We'll tell you the problems. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we brought you all with us.
Next up, oh god, how do you even say this? VRider SBK.
VRider.
VRider, yeah, but it's just one word though. So VRider SBK. So this is a superbike game, which is what SBK stands for. This is the worst name for a game. VRider SBK. Just call it VRider Superbike, or yeah. It's due. Anyway, it's coming next year to PSVR2. It's already out on Quest. Have you guys played it on Quest?
Yes.
Looks really good, doesn't it?
Alex, did you play it?
No.
I was terrible at it, but I did play it. It's very difficult to get the hang of. And I actually saw someone on Twitter this week as well say, I played the game, and I actually ride a motorbike in real life, and I couldn't even play it properly. And I found that quite amusing. But yeah, it's very difficult to get the hang of. I kept crashing, but it looks good on Quest, so I'm really interested to see how far they push this game. And I've also seen other people that have used it with the Quest Game Optimizer say how better it looks than just the standard version as well. So
cool. So I don't know. Do we know when it's just next year? They've just said so.
No, they just said it's coming. I think
presumably not that long.
In the future.
So look forward to that one. Beat Saber, ever reliable. It's got another update. This is the Monstercat Mixtape 2. I don't know what that is.
Monstercat is a electronic drum and bass label. Very old label, actually. I mean, I don't know if they would start off as a Creative Commons at the start, but they've kind of grown bigger. Maybe they still are the same thing, but yeah, they're more popular with like indie drum and bass artists and things like that. So Tristam, yeah, it's the only one I really remember who's ever been there. Tristam, he was great.
Because if I remember, this was one of the first DLCs for Beat Saber, and it's been a long-awaited second, essentially.
Yeah, it was the pack that I actually bought the game with, because they used to, you could buy it with the Imagine Dragons pack or the Monstercat pack, and I opted for the Monstercat pack, and it did not disappoint. It's a really good pack, so I will be picking up the second one.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I'm glad you're happy for me.
These packs. The Brittany one was good.
Oh, did you end up playing it then?
I bought it and played it, yeah.
You didn't mention any of the songs. Were they mapped well? Was it?
Yeah, it seemed fine. You were giving it a little bit of sass, it felt like. So, yeah.
Great, now I'm going to have to buy that one as well. I actually jumped into the Mrs. Quest the other week, and because she's got more packs on the Quest one than me, and I played the Billie Eilish pack, and I was like, do you know what? This is actually pretty good. Partial to a bit of Billie Eilish every now and then, so, you know, it says a lot for a metalhead.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's Beat Saber. I've still never played it. ExoCars has been getting decent reviews over on Quest. It should have been out on PSVR2, but it's been delayed due to some certification issues with Sony. But otherwise, it looks like it's going to be something worth paying attention to if you're a fan of VR racers.
Yeah, it looks quite good. So they did say they're not quite sure exactly when the game's going to come out. It'll either be by the end of this week, and if it's not by the end of this week, it'll be by the end of the month. They're just kind of waiting to get the final bits sorted.
Probably just drop out of the blue. Like the
I think
other ones,
probably will. They just
here
don't
one
know.
day.
Yeah. But I'm quite looking forward to trying this in PSVR2. Something, see, when you were talking about VRider or VRider or whatever we want to call it, there's something I'm just not quite sure on. I'm playing a driving game on Quest. I don't know if it's the controllers or something, but I just don't feel as in control on the Quest as I do in the PSVR2. Even it's a weird thing.
Do you think it's the weight of the controllers?
It might be. It's something just doesn't feel right to me. It feels too detached. And I don't know. But I'm looking forward to trying it in PSVR2. I feel like this is more of a PSVR2 game for me than a Quest game.
Yeah, I haven't played it on the Quest yet. I have it, I just haven't played it. I'll try it and mention it next week. There you go.
Final bit of news. You mentioned this adapter earlier. The PSVR to PS5 adapter has been discontinued from November the 26th. So if you don't have one yet, you have a few days left to order one.
Yeah, my brother actually messaged me that. He was like, "You better have one of these." I was like, "Mate, I've got the PSVR 1 adapter. I did that as soon as they announced the PS5, and you could request it online. You just literally whack in.
Yes, go on.
You need a PSVR to actually request it. You give your serial number on the back of the breakout box. I think it was a long time I requested it, and they just send you out the adapter in the post for free.
Yeah.
These are probably going to start selling like hotcakes. They do this unless somebody's already manufactured one to just buy online. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a bad decision from their part because let's be honest, it's been what? How long's PS5 been out for now?
4 years.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you haven't got one yet, then everyone who owns a PS5, I feel like if you've got a PSVR and you plan on selling it, you owe it to the person that's going to buy it off you to just get this adapter in now.
Yeah,
and sell it.
Exactly.
With that, as long as every PSVR that's in the wild should just get one of these and just shoot it.
Maybe they would have to try and do something like with old stock, but even then, I don't think I've ever come across old stock of PSVR 1 anymore. But probably not.
So this is your final warning, I guess. You have quite a few days left to pick up one of those if you haven't done so already. Cool. Let's move on to what we have been playing. You guys have both been playing Starship Troopers. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention that you have been playing?
You go first, Reece.
I've played quite a fair few games this week because, like I said, my brother got his Quest and he's messaged me quite a lot to try some games with him. So I jumped into Breaches again and played that for about 2 hours straight. Still love that game. Joe, I'm so happy to see the lobbies are still populated so heavily as well. Like, we joined quite a few games. Everybody's so happy on there. It was just nice. VR shooters, it's like you play these games with them and just the random lobbies are just fun to be in. You know, people have a good chat. Although there was, my brother and I had a similar experience to what Alex did, where somebody came over and he was like, "Oh, don't buy that gun, buy this gun and do that." He found that quite irritating, which I don't blame him, because if it's like your second match in and somebody's trying to go, "Oh, you're doing it all wrong," you know, pissed off, let them just enjoy the game. So, you know, VR players, it's well and good trying to show people the ropes if they ask for help, but don't force it upon them, because you can really push them away. Because I think after that match, he was like, "Yeah, I don't really feel like playing anymore now. I'm just getting told what to do by random people." I mean, he still wants to play the game. It's just, he just found it a bit odd. And we did all say it's like his second match, and this is like the second game he's played in VR, so call it. To which they did kind of leave him alone. And then we jumped into, what did we play? Play something else. I don't know, we played something else. I can't remember. Played a little bit of Dungeons of Eternity, and he ran out of battery pretty much instantly because he doesn't have a battery pack. Tactical Assault, because he likes shooters, so we jumped to that. Yeah, just a lot of random VR games here and there.
Nice.
No, it was I think he's got his VR legs back in a sense. He can't do mountains or hills or anything in VR. He's a bit weird with jump. Yeah, as soon as he kind of slides down a mountain, he's like, "Ugh." Because he did have the Quest 2 and he played Zenith, which is probably a really bad game to play. I told him to buy it because I wanted somebody to play it with, and he flew on it because you just put your arms out to fly it, and he literally turned it off and he said the whole room was spinning. He felt sick. So he sold his Quest 2 after that. But no, he's instantly said the Quest 3 is a massive improvement in frame rate and everything like that. And he jumped into Asgard's Wrath, which is something I've still not played, and he was like, "This is awesome." So yeah, so it's been quite a busy week just showing in the ropes of VR.
Cool. Well, that's nice.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, definitely. Alex, yourself, what have you? What
The
you been
only
doing?
other thing I've played is a little bit of a game called Songbird, which I'm not sure how much I can say about yet because they didn't confirm if we had an embargo or didn't have an embargo, and we don't know the release date is coming out yet.
It just says it's coming November. And you can pre-order it for £9.99.
And this is a game from, what is the creators of Guitar Hero?
Yeah, some of the creators of Guitar Hero.
Yeah. But it's just singing.
Yeah.
So it's basically a singing game. You go in, you pick all your songs, and it's basically like just you doing karaoke in VR with all these little campaigns and stuff. and it's embarrassing as fuck if there's anybody in the house. So you just make sure you play when there's nobody around that can hear you. But see, when you're in this little like colourful world singing these songs with all these different things going on, it's great. Like it really is a good mix of songs in there. And I'm assuming you'll get more as it expands. You can do the campaign
they can definitely
where
do
you get
more.
these little things, like as you're singing, like some things will come towards you and you need to like react to them to hit them and you're performing, or like these little animals or something come and interfere with it so it can like go and cover the words, so that you just need to learn the words and stuff as you're going, and or just kind of guess, and it basically scores you based on how in tune you are, but you can do like different lessons to get you more in tune and stuff. So yeah, it's quite good. It's a bit different, something a bit silly, a nice price for something that I think you would have good fun on the Quest. Be interesting to see if this one makes it to PSVR 2, because I don't see any reason why it can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly. Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, it's been good fun.
I played a little bit, and the missus heard me, and then got all embarrassed as she heard her walk into the room. I could hear her chuckling, so I was like, okay, cool, that's enough of that then.
Nice. Well, I should talk about what I've been playing. Before I do though, whilst you've been talking, I've just been looking on the PS Plus website on PlayStation, on there in PlayStation.com, and there is actually nothing on the PS Plus. If you read about the benefits of PS Plus, you have you can look at the different tiers and it says what's in it and stuff. It makes no mention on the PS Plus Premium site anywhere about the fact you can get access to these VR games. If you look at the catalogue of games that are included, it doesn't list it, because obviously that catalogue is just the catalogue that's there for the for the extra, the mid tier one, which is like the Game Pass thing. And if you look at when it says the benefits for the premium edition, it just mentions the classics catalogue, so retro games and game trials. It doesn't mention the fact that there's a PSVR2 library. I'm like, am I going mad here? Can someone, if someone has found it somewhere and I've just been being thick, please do message and tell me, or leave a comment and stuff. But even if you look on the PSVR2 page on the Sony website, PlayStation website, it doesn't mention anything on there either about the fact that you get a collection of games now. The only way you can find out a game is on this catalogue, is if you go onto the games listing. You just, if you search for Sim4Riders and you find the game, you can see there that it's included with premium. But that's the only way. There is no, you'd have no idea. It's just, what? Why are they not telling people about this?
I feel like they've made it a lot bit harder.
Have they not realised that they haven't added this to the list of benefits that you get with the premium thing?
I mean, they had the PS1 classics, don't they? So they might as well just throw that in there as well.
I mean, but to me, they list that as the classics. They list that as a benefit. To me, the fact that you get this collection of VR2 games is a better benefit than the fact you can play PS1 games. So I think a lot of people, if they don't have a VR2, would be like, well, if I know I've got half a dozen games there that I can play, that is going to tip me over into getting a PSVR2. How many people must be premium subscribers that don't even realise that they could also have a collection of VR2 games at their disposal? I don't know.
I know they could be playing Synapse right now and they don't even know it. Just think about it. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I did manage to find an actual list if you want me to go through them, though. Not on the PlayStation website, but from someone else.
Is it up to date?
I think so. It's got Synapse on it. So
okay, yeah.
No, it must be, yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Roll it.
So it's got Before Your Eyes, Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord, Humanity, Job Simulator, Kayak VR Mirage, Pistol Whip, Synapse, Synthriders, The Last Clockwinder, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 1 and 2, Vacation Simulator, and Walkabout Mini Golf.
That is a cool crew of a list.
That was the best games. How many are there on that list you read?
It's counting now.
13.
13 games, wow. See,
wait, did you include Saints and Sinners too?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, you did. Okay, cool. I'll let you off then.
Okay, 12 or 13, depending on how you look at it. Nowhere on the PlayStation Plus page does it mention PSVR 2. There is no mention of PSVR at all on the PS Plus page. That's fucking mental.
Tribunal.
There's a game there for everyone, literally. There is a genre for everyone there. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you send me that list where you found that? Can you send me a link to that?
Yeah.
Are you going to keep updating it? Yeah, good idea.
I just want to. Anyway,
just before we jump on, I was going to say one thing as well, because I noticed I mentioned last week when once PS5 Pro released, I noticed when you're actually on your PlayStation, do you remember there was the old section there where it say PSVR2? You could click on that and it would show that section of PSVR2 games.
Yeah.
That's not there on my PlayStation anymore. I don't know if it's there on anyone else's. And I've seen a lot of other people say that as well. So now you literally have to go into all games, then go to filters and change it to PSVR2 if you just want to see set PSVR2 games. I just thought I'd mention that for anyone that's struggling to find just PSVR2 games. You just have got to filter it now.
Yeah, they're just they are their own worst enemy sometimes. Fucking idiots sometimes. I mean, premium is like a lot of people think that is just a rip-off compared to extra because the stuff you get in extra is just not that good, and that is quite a compelling extra thing that they could include in the premium. They could advertise as you get in the premium that justifies the extra cost of it. Baffling. Well, what have I been playing? More Metro. It's so good, right? And I'm pleased to report that since I played it, which was before launch, it's had, I think I'm playing now, I checked it, it's like version 1.04.
Yeah, it's a new patch.
So it's had like 4 patches since I first played it. And I can't point to exactly anything, but it just feels a lot better now. I've never had any crash. I knew you had a couple of crashes playing it. I've not had any crashes or any kind of bugs, really. It runs brilliantly now. And I don't know if I'm imagining this, or maybe it's a PS5 Pro thing, but the mirror on it just seems so much better than it was. Like, I can't describe, like, it was really noticeable and really annoying before. And now I'm like, I'm not even aware of it anymore. So they've either fixed something or, something's...
Your eyes have just adjusted to it.
Well, no, because I'm looking for it. I was really conscious of it before.
I'll boot it back up. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. I can determine.
And if you can determine it, it must be a PS5 Pro thing.
Yeah, I mean, if I can see it straight away, and there's been these patches that we both have, then clearly the PSVR Pro is worth its weight in gold because it gets rid of Mura. You've heard that here first.
Maybe. I did say when I played it before, like I played it more now, like recently in the last week or so, than I did beforehand, and that was the first impressions when I first played it. Was just like, it's really hard to see a lot of stuff in this. It's very murky. I'm halfway through chapter 3 now, so I'm still quite slow. I'm quite slow in this game. I'm about a quarter of the way through it. It tells me.
Because there's one chapter that's a lot more brighter than the others, and that was the one where I was like, you can't see any mirror on this game.
No, it's still very dark and tunnely where I am, but I'm very much a fan. I prefer the human enemies that they're much more predictable. I can shoot them. I do not like those little dog things. I don't like it even when you're crawling through vents. You think you're safe in a vent, and they fucking come up behind you. Those little dogs, and they can start biting you from behind. It's like but it really gives you the heebie-jeebies, and I don't like it. Alex, I don't think you should play this game. I don't think you would like this game.
I played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your take on the little angry dog things?
I didn't like them.
No.
Nearly. Like,
no.
I didn't feel they were that necessary. But
someone needs to give them a good training. They just need a bit of training, I think. They're just misunderstood. Yeah, if you get any dog...
That's the issue with iDog, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't train any dog, they're going to act up like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a bit more than acting up.
Unlike your dog, Laurie, these ones are AI dogs. So,
yes.
Yeah,
you've never actually seen my dog in real life, so before you know, he could be AI generated.
No, although the temptation just to rock up at your door as like a meaty dog is there.
Welcome anytime, my friend. Welcome anytime. But Metro, I am constantly floored and blown away and stunned by how good it looks, how good the environments look, how atmospheric it is, and just how well it all comes together. And from my first impressions when I talked about it before, they're much stronger now. A lot of the little things that were annoying me, I don't seem to have as much as a problem anymore. So they've just polished the game quite a lot since I think we played it. So yeah, I think anyone who's reading reviews and the reviews pick up on performance issues and stuff, I don't think I think they've done a good job of patching it since people played it for review.
Yeah, I think they knew they had to, didn't they? With it being such a big release, they couldn't leave it in any kind of flawed state that some may have found it.
Yeah, especially with the hard crashes. And the Metro guy that couldn't finish it. I wonder if that's been fixed. Metro couldn't finish the Metro. No, the Metro couldn't finish Metro.
I mean, I got stuck in the middle, so yeah. Don't think that was an issue with the game. I think that was just me because It took me to a checkpoint and I didn't have any refills from my gas mask, but I only had like so much until my gas mask ran out and couldn't find any refills and couldn't go far enough back or forward to get any. So I just kept dying.
Well, it's telling me I've got 9 minutes of gas, of air, of air filtration. I have 9 minutes.
I also like on the game how you can see real time as well when you watch when you've not got the gas
Yeah, that's
mask
good.
on. I kept looking at it, I was like, damn, it's 11 o'clock at night, I better come off. Like, I just always thought that was great. I really like that. Yeah,
I had noticed that.
It's so cool. And it's, I don't know, just a little bit more immersive, I suppose. Kept me grounded.
I got a trophy because I'm really cautious of now listening to you guys of like using up on my ammo. So every time I see someone I can sneak up on, I'll just whack them. And like, it feels so daft. Like you don't have to hit them that hard and they're just kind of dead on the floor. They just get knocked out quite easily. But I got a trophy for doing that so much. So that made me feel
You pick up their guns afterwards as well, taking their ammo for their guns.
Yeah, that's good as well. You can pick up the gun. Yeah, you'd be stupid not to do that, Christ.
Feels so cool, doesn't it? Like, it's like something you'd see in a movie where they just kind of like unload every single gun just in case the person wakes back up. It just kind of made me feel like I was, I mean,
awesome. The
awesome.
mechanics of that work really well. You can because I'm doing just a toggle pickup, so I just pick it up, you pull out the clip, throw the rest of the gun back down the floor, and you put your clip in your back, or just put it to your chest and you absorb it. It's such a good motion. It's just so satisfying to do that. I like doing that. Also, drinking from a bottle is the most amazing thing, haptic wise. It's so convincing when you have a drink and you can feel the drink. Like, when you hold a bottle, you hold a can, and you can feel the liquid kind of rushing through the neck of the bottle. They nail that sensation with the haptics, and it's like the coolest haptic thing. It's like, remember when the Switch first came out and everyone was like marveling because it had marbles in it or ice cubes and stuff in it, or when you play Astrobot and you feel the rain and the umbrella and stuff. It's that cool.
That was like me getting blown away on Half-Life Alyx when I picked up a bottle and you could see the liquid moving, and when you shake it, it bubbles up and foams up inside as well, depending on what type of drink it is. So with the wine, it'll get bubbles. If it's a beer, it'll get like foam at the top of it. And I was like, that is so cool. Like,
that's
the
crazy,
fact that it went into so much detail with just a liquid that possibly nobody will ever notice. But yeah, I felt the same way with Metro. And there was another cool thing as well. You've probably not tried this, but if you have alcohol and you can drink it, if you go next to a fire and pour it on the fire gets brighter.
Oh, wow.
And I was doing that, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
It's so silly, isn't it? The number of people, like, that must be for no point, but just for the fact it looks cool. Just for some VR enthusiasts to geek out about. But good on them.
Yeah. I will say, I did play one other game this week that's released today. Well, not today, it's released today of recording. It's out now. It's called Corridor VR. It's a puzzle game with a story element to it. I jumped into that. It's been out on Steam for a bit as well. I think it came out on Steam in October. So basically the puzzles work is that you're in a corridor, as the title would assume, and you press a button, you can transfer yourself per mirror. So on one side, there'll be certain things there for you to collect that won't be on the other side, and you have to kind of transfer back, grab those, then go back on the other side, and then, complete the puzzle. You might have to jump and then quickly press the button to land on an object and things like that. And it's such a cool concept. Like, it's a really, decent thought out puzzles that I was really enjoying. Sadly, with the game's heavy amount of jank that I'm hoping the developer fixes, because I believe he kind of knows there is some things he needs to work on. I'm hoping once he fixes those, I'll jump back into it, because I was really enjoying it until it got to a puzzle which relied heavy on jumping, which sadly the jumping mechanic is probably one of the worst parts of it, because the way it works, because you'll jump, then you have to transfer over to the mirror side, then you get stuck inside the object, as opposed to landing on the object. You'll get your arm stuck in it and things like that, so it doesn't really work as intended. But I will heavily say that this dev, as a concept for puzzles and things like that, and the design of the puzzles, very good work there. Like, they're very cool. But if you can fix the actual mechanics of the jumping, the way it all works, I think you'd have quite a nice puzzle game, and quite a unique puzzle game that I have not played before in VR. So I hope he carries on working on it and doing some updates to kind of smooth it out. But yeah, it's a shame that it's got that jank, but I think it's just himself working on it. It's just one developer. So, but yeah, that's Corridor VR. I'm not too sure what the price is. But I think, yeah, for the concept alone, I'm looking forward to seeing if he can kind of flesh it out a bit more.
Cool. I should just look up the price because I just had it open a second ago. Where is it gone? $18.99.
Wait for an update. I was going to say, if it was like $5.99 or $10.99, maybe you could push it and maybe you'll have a better time with some of the puzzles. But there were some that I was like, it just made it more difficult to play and became frustrating as opposed to this whole enjoyment. Like the first 6 or 7 puzzles, I was like, I'm really enjoying this. And then as soon as I got to one where you have to climb up these furniture pieces, it just kind of, I was like, no, that's enough of that. I've had enough now. But it does have a platinum. There's a lot of trophies. There's a lot of collectibles in the game. There's some really well thought out puzzles. It's just, as soon as he fixes the jank, you got a good thing there, I think.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Cool. Well, any other final things you want to mention, chaps?
No, nothing about games. Just worth noting again, we are MetaQuest affiliates. So within the description of this episode and within all our videos, you will find a link to all of the affiliate codes for most games on the Quest store, which you'll currently save 10%. And you might save 20% very soon as well, but we'll have more about that in the next couple of weeks.
Tease.
Nice.
Nice tease. Well, let's leave it there then. Thank you all for listening, watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you could please tell your family and friends all about us. And if you'd like to get more involved, please don't hesitate to jump into our Discord and say hello. I have been your host, Laurie. These two have been Alex and Reece, and we will see you again next time. Until then, though, it's goodbye.